His Excellency, Mr. Gregory Peter Obi, has finally responded to Kenneth Okonkwo, the latest development about Kenneth Okonkwo leaving Labour Party and declaring that he is now moving forward politically without Peter Obi. The man Obi does not disappoint. Before we get into the details, here it is. Peter Obi is committed to rebuilding Nigeria. Nigeria is corrupt. Nigeria is rotten. And Peter Obi makes no mistake when he talks. The man Obi does not joke with his virtues. He does not joke with his principles. And he is not ready to compromise those principles and virtues for anybody. It is either you follow him and follow his principles. Otherwise, you will continue to move. I think to a large extent, Kenneth Okonkwo was not very professional and very careful in his resignation letter, that public post he made. I mean, he could have done better. He could have done it more professionally without taking a turn on Peter Obi, without trying to give a hard bite on the personality of Peter Obi, which will end up raising some national concern. Forgetting that the man, you are saying that he does not have what it takes to secure the mandate of his voters, or does not have what it takes to build a mega political party. The same man was a governor for 8 years, and he handled and dealt with all the political rascality and all the political higgledy-piggledy in Anambra State, and subsequently emerged as the presidential candidate of Labour Party. That is the man you were not careful with words while writing your resignation letter. But anyway, Peter Obi considers you to be one of his younger brothers. And that is one of the striking personalities of Peter Obi that continues to amaze me. He doesn't talk to people or address people like the regular political rascals we have among APC and PDP. And I have said it in my previous video. I wish you the very best of luck in your next political career. But I'm sure you will learn to do better, because you will not tell me that assuming you were working with Microsoft and you resigned from Microsoft and you went to the social media to badmouth your boss, badmouth Microsoft, badmouth everything about Microsoft, you think Amazon will trust you. It is impossible. That is why I said Kenneth Okonkwo could have done better. He could have been more professional in that open letter about his resignation. But anyway, let's listen to Peter Obi in details. So, according to Dr. Moses Paul, who is the PA to His Excellency Mr. Gregory Peter Obi, he said, "When I saw Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo's write-up yesterday, as always, I wanted to quickly discuss it with Peter Obi to get his thoughts. However, when I called him, he was in Oka as the keynote speaker at a large Rotary Club organized meeting of the installation of Rotarian Professor Nkemdidi A.U. Nonyel. Later that night, he was in Lagos. This morning, he went to Owerri for a scheduled meeting with Governor Alex Oti. When I tried to reach him again, he was on his way to another meeting before heading to yet another engagement outside Lagos. He later called me back this evening around 4 p.m. on his way out of Lagos. While speaking to him, I expressed my worries and concern about the departure of Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo. Mentioning some key points, he calmly responded saying, "Mo, Kenneth, Balami and others remain my beloved younger brother, who in due time will realize the virtues of humility and patience in trying to do things in a peaceful manner. In Nigeria," he continued, "we have become all too accustomed to rascality and forcefully doing things, making noise, bulldozing our way through even when we are wrong. This behavior is often mistakenly seen as a measure of power or greatness. However, that yardstick must not continue to define us, because that is not the society we want to build. The society we preach is one that values doing things the right way, with integrity, patience, and perseverance. Even if it takes time, we must shift our mindset and recognize that true greatness lies not in loud boast or aggressive actions, but in quiet confidence, humility, and commitment to excellence. By doing so, we can create a more just, equitable, and prosperous nation for all." He said, "Mo, we all joined the Labour Party about 18 months ago. We spent the first year on campaigns, elections, and court proceedings, and now I am expected to become a superman, scattering everything and achieving instant result." He continued, "I appreciate the patience and understanding of the obedience and plead with them to let us be the example we want to see in our society. This is not the first time I have faced such challenging situations. In fact, this has been my trajectory in life. I am actually energized when people think I am weak and try to walk all over me for doing the right thing. Mo, all I can assure you is that doing the right thing is not a sign of weakness. Humility and patience are virtues, not weakness. It is a long journey. I am committed to it. I encourage the obedience to do the same. Let us walk this path together with faith and perseverance. We will get there, and our effort will be worth it in the end." Wow, that is Peter Obi. That is it. So that is Peter Obi for you. Personally, I do not expect anything less than what Peter Obi said in that publication. You know, this is why many of you are still very doubtful about what I stand for on this page. I stand for due process, rule of law, using public funds for the public good of the people, and helping people achieve their lifelong dreams. And that is why in this page I don't celebrate any form of rascality. And that is why I may not have too many friends or even have too many political friends, because Peter Obi has just re-echoed what I equally stand for. If you listen to that very statement very well, Peter Obi categorically maintained that in Nigeria, we are too much accustomed to rascality, forcefully doing things, boasting, believing that the man who can give the highest violence is the most relevant, is the greatest leader of all nations. And that is why in this country we refer to some people as the greatest leader. But you now begin to ask yourself, how many times have you seen people like this being called by organizations to come and deliver keynote speech if they are truly master strategists? We only worship these people and reference them because of the wealth they have acquired, and because of how rascal, and because of how much rascality they possess. Peter Obi has said it, that it is a time we must not allow these things to define us. Humility, gentleness, patience, they are all virtues which we must emulate. Peter Obi, like I've always said, is the man redefining Nigerian politics. At the end of the day, Peter Obi will be worshipped in this country. People will put up his images, people will put up his image and sculptures at different strategic points in this country as a symbol of due process, as a symbol of democracy. It may not happen with the current, kakistocrat and kleptocrat we have in Nigeria, because that is not the type of life they want every of us to live. They want all of us to be like them, who will dwell and derive joy in destroying people, stealing elections, unleashing all kinds of political mayhem and judiciary mayhem to the common man. But unfortunately, that is not the path we have chosen. We have chosen to walk this path with His Excellency, Mr. Gregory Peter Obi, and that is the last bus stop. Now where we park, now be that. We are not giving up. And that is why, and finally, do not forget that in this page, in this channel, we don't celebrate any form of rascality. If you think we shall celebrate you because you are a master strategist in stealing election, God forbid, it will never happen in our own time. I will preach the right gospel to my children, that the society may look up to them as symbol of excellence and due process. As you watch this video, I tell God beg you, don't forget to drop your opinion in the comment section and share this video. Man, that person see him. God bless you.